6 countries, 3 continents, 18,000 miles have led to this moment. A Grand Prix championship on the line. 2 bright stars lead the way. 2-time world champion Michelle Kwan opened the season with wins at Skate America and Skate Canada. Tonight, she looks to book a flight to the top of the podium again. Yevgeny Plushenko, the teenager from Russia, won 3 times in this series. Now he also hopes to complete a perfect journey. The ladies' challengers include Maria Butirskaya, the reigning world champion. She's captured 3 Grand Prix titles, but has struggled to keep on top of her game. While Arina Slutskaya has regained the form that carried her to 2 European titles, the Russian veteran is again a top contender. On the men's side, 3-time world champ Elvis Stoico is out to prove that an elder statesman can keep up with the sport's young guns, like American Timothy Gable, whose huge quad jumps have taken the world by surprise. After spanning the globe, tonight the men's and ladies' Grand Prix champions will be crowned here on ABC Sports. The city of Lyon, the 3rd largest here in France, with a population of over 1.2 million people. Not only a center of social and commercial activity, but the capital of French cuisine. There are more restaurants here per square meter than any other town in the world. With a history that dates back to the Roman Empire, the old architecture here helps make it one of Europe's most charming cities, especially at night. The focus tonight, though, inside the Lyon Sports Palace, the greatest skaters in the world competing here for the Grand Prix final. And hi, everybody, I'm Terry Gannon. 176 skaters have taken part in the Grand Prix of figure skating over the past 3 months. Names like Michelle Kwan and Maria Butirskaya, Yevgeny Plushenko of Russia, all of them are here, just to name a few. But now we're down to 6 men, 6 ladies, 5 pairs, 5 ice dance teams that will take part in this final. 6 competitions, 6 different countries, 3 continents. It comes down to this. Now, the format is much different than we're used to, so let's take a look right now. There are 3 rounds overall. The first 2 qualifying rounds, if you will. An opening free skate, which is worth 2/3 of the overall score. Then a short program worth 1/3. If you are in the top 4 at that point, you move on to the super final, which is another free skate. The skater in 3rd place meets the skater in 4th head-to-head for the bronze medal, and numbers 1 and 2 meet head-to-head to see who captures the gold medal. With me, as always, Olympic champion Peggy Fleming. What an adjustment for the skaters, not just for us and the fans at home watching, but to make that kind of adjustment with this format at this point in the season.
Well, Terry, it's a big change in the format these skaters are used to, and to test it at a major event mid-season is pretty extreme. This event's new requirement of 2 different free skates has tested the skaters' normal training habits as well. Each competitor will be skating a short program and a free skate back-to-back within 2 hours, which will exhaust their stamina, and it's going to be very interesting to see skaters like Michelle Kwan and Maria Butirskaya face this challenge. And I spoke to Michelle and her coach Frank Carroll yesterday, and they said she is prepared and focused and up to the task.
And Peggy, the ladies will be on the ice first. By the way, when the ice dancers are out there competing a little bit later on, it will be to rules that are a little bit different. And Susie Wynn will be with us for the call then. But we welcome in not only the 2-time Olympic champion, but skating's man of the not the millennium, I guess, just the century, Mr. Dick Button. What do you think about these rules?
Well, you know, I really like playing the devil's advocate. And to understand this format, you have to understand what the organizers were looking for. And that's a sporting type event with elements like the clock in speed skating and the ladder by which tennis players advance, such as at Wimbledon. And as a pure sports device, it works. Now, one good result of this format is that the skaters use up so much energy in the first program that by the time they get to the second program, their stomachs have stopped churning and they've exhausted any competitive fears. For teenagers, Timothy Gable of the U.S. and Russia's Evgeny Plushenko, there should be enough supply of youth to complete the second program with ease. But for 27-year-old Elvis Stoico, he says first place will go to the last man left standing. And you know something? I don't envy either of them.
And here are the 6 who have made it here to the final. be back with more of the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating final from Lyon in a moment. Welcome back to Lyon, France, and the Grand Prix of Figure Skating final. The first lady to take the ice in round one, Yulia Soldatova of Russia. And the world bronze medalist had her problems early on. But she would finish strongly and set the standard for the ladies. And here is the reigning world champion, perfect on the season in the Grand Prix. 3 wins, one at Nations Cup, one in Paris at Trophy La Ligue, and then the NHK title in Japan. Maria Butirskaya.
Triple Lutz jump. And I think that signifies exactly the story of her skating. Enormous competitive spirit. This triple flip. And that again is what happens to her on so many occasions. She'll do well one moment and then fall apart the next. Triple loop jump.
A little shaky.
She held on to that.
She really wanted to hold on to that landing, no matter what. Nice triple Salchow into a double axel that she turned out of.
Well, clearly a very weak performance from Maria Butirskaya. When she skates on, she's, covers up so many of the inadequacies that she's really beautiful and very competitive and quite wonderful. And when she's not on, she has no technique to stand her in good stead, pull her through.
Despite the inconsistencies, being the reigning world champion does carry some weight. She received solid marks from the judges and moved into the lead, but only temporarily. Michelle Kwan takes the ice, perfect on the season. And the first head-to-head matchup with Maria Butirskaya in the Grand Prix this season. She's following her on the ice. Here's the 2-time world champion.
She's opening as she always does in the early part of the program with this triple Lutz. Double toe loop.
Very
neat,
solid.
clean, and very good.
Nice triple flip, had good lift, looked very easy. Final triple toe loop.
Well, that was a wonderful performance. Clean, complete, very steady. Not as fast as she can sometimes skate, but what a complete program that was.
Clearly the best performance of the evening to that point. A heavy competition schedule as of late, but Michelle Kwan very good on this night in Lyon. Here's the recent winner of the Russian National Championships, Irina Slutskaya.
Her opening triple Lutz. Here's a triple Salchow. Double loop.
And watch this entrance into this triple loop as she does these back threes and goes right up into that.
Her Bielman spin, a strong close to her program. And Irina Slutskaya, who recently defeated Maria Butirskaya at the Russian Nationals, jumps ahead of her in the standings here in Lyon. So after round one, Michelle Kwan, the leader, but it's not Butirskaya, but Irina Slutskaya behind her in second place. Yulia Soldatova, also of Russia, rounds out the top four. Then Lyashenko of Ukraine and Volchkova of Russia in sixth. Then it was on to round two, the short program worth 1/3 of the total score. And Michelle Kwan took the ice to skate to Jeff Beck's version of the Beatles, A Day in the Life. She didn't disappoint. Two extraordinary performances by Michelle Kwan, and it guaranteed her a spot in the superfinal. Kwan will battle Arina Slutskaya for the gold medal. They have the top 2 places here in Lyon. Maria Butyrskaya takes on Yulia Soldatova for the bronze medal. So we are set for the ladies superfinal. Maria Butyrskaya takes on fellow Russian Yulia Soldatova next for the bronze medal. Welcome back to the Grand Prix of figure skating final here in Lyon. Maria Butyrskaya taking the ice as we get this super final underway. Terry Gannon along with Peggy Fleming, Dick Button, and Leslie Visser. Here is the reigning world champion battling Yulia Soldatova for the bronze.
And her choice of music is Swan Lake. She said she's in her favorite color of costume. Because she's like 2 different people. That's why it's black and white. I can be harsh and strong, but I also can be soft and fragile.
Very nice
opening triple Lutz.
And of course, the black and white reflects the black swan and the white swan, same element. This triple flip, again, a very difficult move.
This, of course, her second free skate in just 2 days here at the Grand Prix final. And this free program, by the rules, must be at least 50% different than the other free skate in terms of the music, the costume, the character of the program.
Now this combination, a triple toe loop, half loop, triple salchow. It's only a double. Very nice triple loop, very easy, elegant jump.
This has not been a smooth season for the world champion. Peggy mentioned earlier her car being set on fire on a Moscow street as she was in her apartment just before the Russian nationals. 2 men seen fleeing right before it was set on fire, but the investigation still continues.
That's got to be really unnerving to have happen to you. Nice triple salchow. She looks very focused, very determined.
very interesting skater she is. I think that the lack of pressure from the previous championship, the previous parts of this competition have left her without any nervousness here at all. She would have liked to have done these jumps in the earlier program. She's a skater who has a quality that is very lovely. She can sometimes have tension, but on the other hand, she's very fragile. Now, look at she does this triple flip. Watch first the entrance, the toe pick, the lift, the turns. Very good, but not quite good enough when she lands. Her legs are not soft. She doesn't knee into it, and as a result, she bounces out of it.
5-6, 5-6.
And of course, what the judges look for, the same here, but the scoring much different. And the marks for Maria Butyrskaya, the first set for technical merit, 5.4 up to 5.6 as she puts on the sneakers. And we go back to the days of Dick Button outside. There is a computer problem here, and so the judges manually holding up their scores.
Well, you know, the wonderful part about this is then you can relate each score to each judge, and you know exactly what that country and that judge is doing.
And the second set of marks for presentation, 5.5 up to 5.8 for the reigning world champion. And up next, her challenger, also from Russia, the 18-year-old from Moscow, Yulia Soldatova, takes the ice when we return to Lyon. The super final continues here in Lyon, and taking the ice, trying to top Maria Butyrskaya for the bronze medal here. Fellow Russian, 18 years of age from Moscow. Here's Yulia Soldatova, the reigning world bronze medalist.
With a triple Salchow, possibly a triple toe loop, but it was only a double. Very nice. And another combination, triple Lutz. Double toe combination.
Now watch the toe pick particularly right there. The way it angles to the side. It did not affect her on this jump, but it has in the past. Good speed on this flying camel. Actually, this format removes a lot of the tension and the nervousness from the skaters. Having gone through 2 programs already, I think they're too relaxed and too tired to be nervous. Look at this flip again. Look at the toe pick.
And now this longer combination, this triple loop, stepping into a double axel. Here's the triple loop. She only did a double. And now stepping into the double axel. And hopping into a double toe.
Those are very floppy, sloppy kind of combination.
Well, she didn't go in with an attack. These are very slow.
She's a very pretty and likable skater, but she doesn't seem to have great competitive sharpness.
It seemed like last year she had more snap and energy to her skating. She's seeming to like blend a lot of her moves this season.
choreography of this program, looks as though she's sort of thrown it together.
But this move, this back spiral right into a triple Salchow, very difficult and effective too.
Yulia was enjoying a solid season with 3 second-place finishes in the Grand Prix series until she got to the Russian Nationals, where she finished 4th. So not only skating to impress these judges, but maybe the Russian Federation too, in order to make the World Championship team.
I think she's got to get a little crisper, a little sharper in her moves. There's an awful lot of arm movements.
Final triple toe loop.
Final combination spin. Well, she ended on B.
Yes, she did. And she feels pretty good about herself, too.
Head-to-head with Maria Butirskaya, the fellow Russian and the world champion. Yulia Soldadova, her effort here in the second free skate of the Grand Prix final.
Now, look at this toe jump. She had great trouble in the earlier parts of this program. Right here, that toe pick is way over to the side, but it did not affect her here. An interesting change. It must have been in the relaxation of her mind and her ability. Here's a closer one. Watch how the ankle goes over to the side. And, well, you see right there, it really does give them a very rough takeoff. Didn't affect her here, but it certainly did in the earlier rounds of this competition.
5-7, 5-5.
And now the mark says the computer system is back up and running. So much for the old days. First set for technical merit, 5.3 up to 5.7. Clearly below those of Maria Butirskaya. And for presentation, 5.4 up to 5.8. So she falls short. It's Maria Butirskaya who wins the bronze medal here in Lyon.
5-4, 5-5.
When we come back to Lyon, the gold medal matchup. Michelle Kwan, Arina Slutskaya. They'll come out swinging after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Première concurrente au tirage au sort à se présenter pour les États-Unis d'Amérique, Michelle Kwan.
A demanding schedule for Michelle Kwan all season, and especially here in Lyon. For more on that, let's check in with Leslie Visser. Les?
Terry, Michelle spent the last 2 hours in a quiet corner of the arena with a blanket and a pillow. Her coach, Frank Carroll, said this format is grueling. He said it's like Las Vegas, a crapshoot. Terry?
Thanks, Leslie. 7s or 11s. She skates for the gold against Slutskaya.
Well, this young lady really knows how to pace herself. She's opening with a triple Lutz double toe. Very solid, very controlled.
Triple toe combination. Double toe. Look at how easy every move is. How gentle, laid back. There's tension, but there's softness and control on top of it.
Now coming up is this triple loop. She's been having trouble with this. And
That's
she only did
double.
a single or a double. I spoke with her dad at the practice, and he said he tells Michelle that she has to understand that her schedule of school and the commitments and skating, something has to give. But he also told her that that's okay. It's what you want right now, and just try your best.
this triple flip. Watch how straight the line is. 3 turns straight edge. That lack of a straight edge is what we've seen as the disaster point for so many other skaters.
Michelle Kwan has been very good here in Lyon, but remember, so has Arina Slutskaya, skating with renewed enthusiasm. She's still to take the ice for the gold medal here.
A little bit of a double foot on that triple Salchow. It's the steadiness of this edge that makes that spiral so good.
And she does it with the compliments of the music.
Skating now with more speed than I think I've seen her use in quite a long time.
And her final triple, the triple toe loop. A little lean in the air.
First-rate program all the way around. Everything was just sort of strong, technically superior, with a great deal of passion and yet quiet, laid-back quality that just overhung the whole thing. I'm just so impressed with this young lady that she's able to keep such a cool head about her and accomplish so much in addition to going to full-time school at the same time. This is nice. Now, look at the triple Lutz that she does and how perfectly she places her foot as she goes into this. And this, remember, is at the end of the program. Now watch right here. Watch the right toe pick right there. You see, that one is a straight line. The height is first rate. The tightness of the revolution and the feet, just really as good as they come. Watch again here. And these are steps and a very short entrance edge right there is the start of the entrance, and the toe pick and the tightness of the turns. That is nice.
6, 5, 7.
Well, Danny Kwan may be right. Something has to give at some point, but it hasn't yet. Michelle with her coach, Frank Carroll. Now the first set of marks for technical merit, 5.6 up to 5.8.
Those are not generous marks. It was a very good performance all the way around, and I think infinitely superior technically to some of the other skaters that we've seen.
And now for presentation, 5.7 up to 5.9. Maybe not as high as you would have thought from that performance. But those are the marks that she has set. When we come back, can the comeback continue? Arina Slutskaya, once a proud champion, can she wear gold again here in Lyon? Back in Lyon, the Grand Prix of figure skating final underway. Terry Gannon, Dick Button, Peggy Fleming, and Leslie Visser, the gold medal challenge underway here in the super final. And there is Arina Slutskaya, the young lady who a few years ago, yes, Dick said, "Can I pinch your cheeks?" And she said, "Yeah." All the old men do, as he said. 2 European titles, but then a slump after the world silver medal in '98. She has come out of that, though. She is skating brilliantly. She challenges Michelle Kwan for the gold now.
The music, the Don Quixote, the ballet by Ludwig Minkus.
And there is a new determination in her skating, a whole new side of artistry and feeling. And she is a terrific jumper. She's opening with a triple Lutz double toe. Very tight.
Oh,
in
right
there.
right up into a triple toe loop, a triple loop jump. That is tough. That is the hardest combination that we've seen in this entire competition. This triple salchow. Again, right up into a triple loop. Now, you know, that edge to edge is the hardest of all entrances to another jump. You don't have the luxury of softening it with a toe pick or easing up on it. Good for her.
She seemed very surprised when she landed that,
And remember,
second one.
there is some room, too. Michelle Kwan scores very good. Her performance was very good, but especially in the technical marks, there's some room.
Lovely suspension and height that she gets into the jumps. Is there a dancer in the world that hasn't performed to Don Quixote?
This is where I see the improvement in her skating, is how she's holding these moves out more and feeling the music and doing all the details.
This is her 5th Grand Prix final. The best finish back in '96. A second place finish to Michelle Kwan.
I think there's a great deal of heart that she's showing here. And feeling as well.
She gets wonderful spring in her jumps. Look at that, it just pops up in the air.
Final triple jump, a triple toe. Triple toe, double toe. Lovely heart.
Wonderful speed she has in this combination spin, and great stretch in this Bielman spin at the end on both legs. Great extension.
Well, I must say, that was a really sensational performance, you know, and I think she challenges Michelle Kwan very much in both enthusiasm and heart and in the choreographic simplicity of that program.
Last season, she was so down, she almost quit the sport entirely after finishing 4th at the Russian National Championships and not going to the Europeans or the World Championships. Arina Slutskaya is definitely back. Did Michelle Kwan do enough to capture the gold medal? We'll have Slutskaya's marks when we return to Lyon. Back in Lyon, which one will wear the gold medal, Slutskaya or Kwan? We're waiting.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the dazzling things was this move right here. First, look at this. Lutz, triple Lutz, land, and step right up into that triple Lutz. Now that is tough as they come, and just beautifully done. And look at this as she moves into this first triple salchow. Now watch landing, the foot stays in front and goes right up into it. Really, really first rate.
2 international wins in 3 years. The long slump. Now the first set of marks. Look at that, 5.8 up to a perfect 6 from the French judge.
I think, I mean, I hate to say it, but I think we are seeing a major upset right now.
The presentation marks 5.7 to 5.9. Guess what?
Oh, but you know, this is the most shocking thing, because who would have... That is what skating is all about, the ability to turn yourself around. It's what between the ears as the most important thing that any skater can have, pulling their own act together. And that's what Irina Slutskaya did.
From almost quitting the sport to defeating Michelle Kwan here in Lyon for the gold medal. So the final standings here in Lyon, what a surprise to see Irina Slutskaya's name on top ahead of Michelle Kwan. Maria Butirskaya captures the bronze medal here. A surprise finish to the ladies competition. What do the men have in store? They're waiting to take the ice for the super final when we come back from Lyon in a moment. The quad, 4 revolutions, a key weapon in the arsenal, and they've all got it. Yevgeny Plushenko, Elvis Stoyko, and Timothy Gable. Plushenko's quad-triple double combination helped him win the NHK trophy, his 3rd victory of the Grand Prix series. 3-time world champion Elvis Stoyko has fought hard to prove that he is still a force on the international scene. So far, he's succeeded. While American Timothy Gable became the first skater ever to land 3 quads in one program. Can he do it again for a title? The slate is clean. The men are next. Along the Saône and Rhône rivers which divide this city, Lyon, France, all lit up on this Saturday night. A gorgeous town any time of day, but especially dramatic once the sun goes down. And we welcome you back inside the Lyon Sports Palace. The ladies having settled their title, it is now up to the men to decide the Grand Prix of figure skating final. So as we look at the 6 men who have made it here to the final, it is Plushenko without question who is the headliner. He's been perfect on the season. The American, the king of the quad now, Timothy Gable, competing against an all-star field that includes 3-time world champion Elvis Stoyko. As it was for the ladies, this is a radical format here. The first 2 rounds, including the free skate worth 2/3 of the score. The short program then, that is worth 1/3. Just like the ladies, if you're in the top 4, you move on to the super final. You have to prepare another free skate. Numbers 3 and 4 battle for the bronze, and the top 2 skaters here compete for the gold medal. Here is the 3-time world champion from Canada, Elvis Stoyko.
It's a triple axel. Beautifully controlled. Beautifully controlled. Now he sometimes plans here a quad, but he didn't quite make it. He fell out of it. That was his attempt at 4 revolutions. Triple flip jump.
Oh for 2 in his quad jumps, but strong enough elsewhere in his program to receive solid marks from the judges and leave Elvis Stoyko in the hunt for the super final here in Lyon. The 3-time world champion then gave way to Alexander Apt of Russia. He finished 7th in the Grand Prix, just out of the top 6, and a last-minute substitute for Yagudin.
His first move, a triple axel. Magnificent height, followed by a triple toe loop. That was superb. And this is it coming up. It's a quadruple toe loop. No, he never got off the edge.
Coming back off of injuries which have kept him off the ice the past few seasons, or much of the past few. Apt skating better than ever this season. And here is the lone American in the men's competition, 19-year-old Timothy Gable.
This is his quad. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Salchow toe combination. Quadruple toe loop that did not land. Here is his quadruple Salchow. And that one too is down. This is not his night for those quadruple jumps.
With his calling card, the quad, leaving him on this night, the 19-year-old American fell short of expectations and moved right behind Abt into third place. The 17-year-old from St. Petersburg, Russia, who is on a roll this season. I'm not sure anyone has skated better than Yevgeny Plushenko.
Here is the first one, a quadruple toe loop. Forward step. Good height, triple toe loop.
He has been perfect throughout the Grand Prix series and was the best in the opening round here in Lyon. The opening free skate standings, Yevgeny Plushenko the leader. Remember, it counts for 2/3 of the overall score. Elvis Stoyko in second, and then Alexander Abt, Timothy Gable round out the top 4. Then it was on to round 2, the short program, as Elvis Stoyko, the 5-time Canadian champion, took the ice, trying to press for the lead. A typical powerful program from Elvis Stoyko. And a strong end, even though he thought it was so-so. Then the leader took the ice, Yevgeny Plushenko, the world silver medalist, with an effort that did not stop or slow down from start to finish. On top before the short, on top after the short program. So your standings heading to the super final, your top 4. Yevgeny Plushenko takes on Elvis Stoyko, youth against experience, and Alexander Abt battles Timothy Gable for the bronze medal. 2 Russians, 2 North Americans. Well, the king skates against the kid later on, but up next, the bronze medal matchup. Timothy Gable of the U.S. against Alexander Abt of Russia when we return.
Timothy Gable.
The super final gets underway now for the men here in Lyon. Timothy Gable of the United States takes the ice, battling for the bronze medal.
The music, 7 Years in Tibet by John Williams. This was the program that he became the first to perform 3 quadruple jumps in one program at Skate America earlier this fall. He's planned the same thing here. Triple axel. Triple toe loop.
So far, Gable is 1 for 4 in terms of those quads you speak of, Dick, here in this competition.
Now we'll see if he's capable of this first beautiful, beautiful quadruple Salchow triple toe loop. Now number 2 right here. Now a triple flip. Next a Salchow, quadruple Salchow, but he's down. combination spin. Series of running turns into a back flying death drop sit spin. Now watch the way he enters his next triple jump. Slinging back, shoot the duck. Oh, he did that. Oh, he did that from an outside edge. That was supposed to have been a triple salchow. Instead, he substituted what looked to me to be like a loop jump. The end result was he slipped off the back outside edge. A disastrous thing for any skater at any time. He never got off the ice. You know, that can be one of the most crucifying moves, is to slip off that edge. You never know it's coming. You never get off the edge. You skate onto the edge of your boot, and you're gone. And I can tell you something, he will never, ever, ever go into that jump again without remembering the fact that he fell this time on that particular edge.
I think a smile of embarrassment on Timothy Gable's face because of the last move.
Now look at this quadruple salchow combination. Beautiful, tight revolution right up into the second jump. Easy as it can be. Completed the revolution in the air before he landed. But here he tries a quadruple again, only a single one, and can't hold the landing. Perhaps doing two is better than doing one. But right here at the end, look as he comes up out of that shoot the duck and now steps for a back loop. Never gets off the air, never gets off the ice, hits the boot, and he's out.
5, 6, 5.
Well, it's been feast or famine in terms of the quad jumps this year for Timothy. Never really matched that three-quad effort or came close to it. And he had at Skate America. Along with his coach, Carol Heiss-Jenkins, 5 6s, 5 7s for technical merit.
Those are good marks. They're recognizing the quadruple that he did do.
And now for presentation, Dick.
They're all over the lot from 5-4 to 5-8, and that reflects the fact that people do and don't like what he was doing as a stylist.
5, 4.
Up next, the challenge from the 23-year-old Russian. Alexander Abt takes the ice trying to top Timothy Gable when we come back to Lyon. Here in Lyon, the super final continues for the men. Alexander Abt takes the ice, battling Timothy Gable for the bronze medal, the 23-year-old from Moscow.
The music is songs from Victoria's City, Tablet and Basta.
Abt, a replacement for Alexei Yagudin, who we mentioned earlier, had to withdraw because of an injured right heel and a broken boot, which he didn't have time to replace.
As a wild freestyle, look at this triple axel, falling out as he goes up into the second part of that combination, a triple toe loop.
He's the only man here who has never landed a quad in competition.
Well, he has one listed as this next move. Remember, he's free to change his mind at any time. Here it is. And it was a quadruple toe, but it was double-footed, and he will not get the credit that he should have gotten for that move. Great effort, though. I'm not sure what dance hall he's in this particular moment. That would have been a triple axel. It ended up being a single one.
No matter who you're rooting for, you have to be happy for Alexander Abt. Came onto the scene in '95 with great potential, but has suffered injury after injury. A hip injury, a knee, cut his quadriceps with his skate blade. Was hospitalized for 6 months, couldn't walk for another 3 months after that. And here he is, skating again with the best in the world.
Lutz jump, double Lutz jump rather. A very nice position on that forward camel. See how he's up on the toe? That's not good. He should be flatter. It would make a steadier, more complete spin. Flip jump. It's almost as though he's thrown this program together. Triple loop jump. Not very satisfactory.
Well, he just found out 5 days ago that he was due to skate here.
Well, what he's doing is moving from one end of the ice to the other and popping a jump at each end. And a lot of moves like this which don't make much sense. It's been not a very good position. Well, that was an incomplete program. It showed the fact that he got the bid to come here just 5 days ago. This is one sport that you just can't pull it out of the hat every single time. You got to have preparation. You got to have all those elements that make this sport work. That means music and choreography, sensitivity, development, creativity, as well as wildly difficult technique. Now look at the way he goes into this quadruple toe loop jump right there. Wonderful revolution, but he double foots the landing, and that will not give him the credit. Watch here now as he goes up into the air. Watch him step on the right back outside edge right here. No, turn first. Now he steps on it right here. Toe pick. Now watch, the 2 feet are on the ice at the landing, and that'll hurt him.
5-3. 5-3.
So Timothy Gable joins Alexander App now as they await the marks. The first set for technical merit, 5.3 up to 5.5.
Not very good.
No.
And that's really reflecting the fact that he was all over the lot, trying to pull off these jumps, making some and missing some.
Fairly wide range for presentation, too, 5.4 to 5.7. So it's Timothy Gable, the United States entry here at the Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final for the men, who wins the bronze medal in Lyon.
5-7. 5-4.
Gable, 19 years of age, the college freshman who was not perfect tonight. In fact, he wasn't close to being as good as we have seen him, especially when he had a historic long program at Skate America with the 3 quads. But it was enough to win. The gold medal matchup is straight ahead. Plashenko takes on Stoiko. They're both wearing gold. Who will capture it? Terry Gannon, Dick Button, and it's hard to imagine a better matchup for the gold medal here in Lyon. The Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final about to be decided. The wily veteran, the rising star. Here is Elvis Stoiko skating head-to-head with Yevgeny Plashenko.
And what a credit he is to this sport. Powerful, hardworking, just never stops. He's been a great competitor. The first to do quadruple jumps, in the first rank of people who have been able to perform them. This is his planned one right here. You know, sometimes it's harder to do those as a single jump than it is to do them in combination.
Why would that be?
Because your mind is on the second jump and not on the first. I mean, we saw that happen earlier with Timothy Gable when he completed the one jump in combination and then couldn't complete it when he did it singly.
Elvis has said that this format, this competition, so taxing, it's all about the last man standing. A war of attrition. He's trying to be just that.
These moves all explained by realizing that the music is from the motion picture The Mummy. Triple Lutz jump. Planned another quadruple toe right here. Let's see. Yes, it looks like it. No, a triple toe. Remember, there's no loss of points for not doing something. You just don't get the extra points for having done it. jump. We don't see many of those. That's the simplest of all, a half revolution, but right up into that triple Salchow. And a sit spin. Line footwork, the kind of thing he does so well. The final combination spin. A very tough program.
Well, at 27 years of age, Elvis Stojko has won 3 world championships, 2 Olympic silver medals, and he tells us he thinks he's yet to reach his full potential.
Well, I think tonight was not his most invigorating night. There was a little slowness during the program. It wasn't as strong as it could have been. But take a look at this first quadruple toe combination or jump that he attempted right at the beginning of the program. Watch 1, 2, 3, 4. Now watch the landing. The feet uncrossed, and it just didn't quite get out of it in time. Now he had good height, good revolution, but you'll see that both feet land on the ice at the same time, and that stops him from being able to hold the edge and skate out of it. Now look at this waltz jump. You just don't see those anymore. That's what you used to see in the 20s or so, the 1920s. That's all that people could do.
5-5.
Oh, you're getting all over the 1920s skaters? Some of my favorites. Come on now.
Well, I'll tell you something. They did things beautifully.
Technical merit mark stick 5.2 up to 5.6.
Not very happy marks for him. I think that just the fact was that they were not happy with the combination and the wild variety of moves that he had.
Presentation now in the 5.6 up to 5.8 range. And that, Elvis, so-so about those. Not real thrilled about the marks and the performance here in Lyon.
5-6.
A golden opportunity now for Yevgeny Plushenko at the NHK Trophy, the quad triple-double. He's got one planned here in Lyon tonight. 3 straight wins in the Grand Prix. He goes for his biggest title next here in Lyon. It has come down to the youngest man in the competition, taking on the oldest man in the competition, 17-year-old Yevgeny Plushenko. The reigning world silver medalist trying to take over the top spot this season. He expected to be battling Alexei Yagudin, but he's trying to win the gold over the 3-time world champ, Elvis Stojko.
He just has such a great amount of flair and a good sense of humor. He loves playing with the audience. But this is his first move, a quadruple toe loop, triple toe loop, double toe loop. Now that's one heck of a combination.
That's the 3rd time that he has done that. At the NHK Trophy in Japan, he became the first to ever do it. He repeated that at the Russian National Championships, where he defeated Alexei Yagudin.
Well, now that that's off his mind, he's got a lot of freedom, I think, and fresh air coming in. Look at this triple axel. Triple toe loop. A little trouble on the end, but actually, who cares at this stage of the game? Now you can see the playfulness that he gets going with this. The difficult moves are out of the way. whistle. Circular footwork. He loves those kind of moves, and he loves milking the audience. Triple Lutz jump.
Speaking of those matchups with Yagudin, which he expected here, they used to train together under Alexei Mishin, and there's not much love lost between the two Russian skaters.
Flip jump. Sit spin combination. That's really not as great as it could be. Triple Salchow. Combination spin. Well, it was really a very fine program and a very good program, and he did lots of triple jumps, 8 of them to be exact, and 1 quadruple.
Standing ovation and a nod.
Yes, and all of that is deserved. Yep. And he deserves this championship very much. It was not a great performance, and it is a beatable performance. He needs style, he needs focusing, he needs fulfilling, he needs better choreography and better movement. But what he does do, I mean, he's got the energy, and he's got the jumps, and he's got everything going for him. So it's still a pretty terrific performance.
But, Dick, we all hate to admit it, but we have to. Youth has its rewards.
Oh, yeah.
17 years of age.
You can't,
endless energy.
You can't beat it. Now look at this quadruple combination. First, a quadruple toe loop. That is spectacular. And now he steps back into a triple toe loop, lands, and goes up into a double loop. That is wonderful. Now, I don't care what about the rest of it. That was superb. Now, here again, watch this. First, the quadruple. Step back, tap it, and do a triple toe loop. And now land and don't do anything but just rise off that edge. That is tough and awfully well done.
5-8, 5-8.
Now, he's received 4 perfect sixes throughout the Grand Prix series, including his early performances here in Lyon. The first set of marks, 5.8. There it is. A perfect 6. That's the first one he's received all year for technical merit.
Pretty terrific marks, I will tell you. They really like that.
And the second set now, 3 perfect 6s. How about that, Dick?
Well, I think that was very generous, and I'm happy for him that he's got it.
Yeah, but even the hand from Elvis Stoico, who knew that tonight Yevgeny Plushenko was better. Elvis did not skate up.
Nope. Well,
to the level that we've grown accustomed. So the final standings, the young Russian, the 17-year-old Yevgeny Plushenko captures the gold medal over the 3-time world champ Elvis Stoico. And Timothy Gable, the 19-year-old American, captures the bronze over Alexander Att. Your final results from the super final here in Lyon. We'll be back with more of the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating final from Lyon in a moment. The journey has reached its destination. Today, the pairs and ice dancers skate for Grand Prix gold.
Let's do it.
Berezhnaya and Sikaridlidze have endured their most difficult season to date. But the world champs have worked through their struggles to make it here to Lyon. With 3 Grand Prix victories already, Petrova and Tikhonov are threatening to become the new Russian pair atop the podium. While the most celebrated French pair in decades, Abitbol and Bernadette, will undoubtedly be the home crowd favorites. And the surprising new Canadian pair of Palais and Peltier hope to prove that their upset of the Russians at Skate America was no fluke. And later, the beauty and artistry of ice dance, as Lyon's own Anasina and Pesara are looking for their biggest international win yet. After 6 countries in 3 months, the Grand Prix final is next. Welcome back to Lyon, France, and the Grand Prix of Figure Skating final. The 7-time French national champions got things underway here in Lyon, but the drama began right away. A disastrous start to their program. The throw triple axel, which had never been done. Sarah Abitbol lands on her back and is injured, only to be carried off. She would have the option to return later if she could. So then, the 2-time and reigning world champions from Russia. But Berezhnaya and Sikaridlidze have struggled this season, and those struggles continued in round 1. So the reigning champs of the Grand Prix final, Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao, with their huge throws and huge jumps, enjoyed the best performance of the evening to that point. And perhaps the next great pair from Russia, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov, enjoyed an extremely successful performance. The reigning European champs moved into 2nd place. Then the surprise pair of the season, Jamie Salé and David Peltier of Canada. Some difficulties landed them in 4th place, though. The stage was set for the return of the French team. So after the difficult fall and being attended to by the doctors back in the dressing room, Sarah Abitbol is back out on the ice along with Stéphane Bernadette, and they are allowed, because of the injury, to start over. So they will start at the beginning of their free skate here.
The rules are very skater friendly. If there's any question about anything, they're mostly allowed to repeat, not like the world of skiing or other more hard-edged sports world events.
Question is, how will she be able to skate? How effective can she be?
Well, I think more interesting is how she'll do those first 2 moves that they made mistakes in the first program before the throw. The first move coming up with side-by-side triple toe loops. Right now, side by side. Very, very good.
Backstage, Sarah was very dizzy and was not sure whether or not she could make it back onto the ice. But so far, this program starting out better than the original one.
Side by side double axels. She slipped out a little bit, but at least it wasn't the same disastrous mistake as in the first try. Split triple twist. Now this was their throw jump. And the question is, they've been having great trouble with the triple part of this. Let's see what they try here. A double, right. Now that was smart playing.
She was very relieved to get that over with, a big smile on her face after she landed.
Now star lift. Watch her come up from that free position without any edge into a star lift. That's a very difficult move, and a swing out. Nice lift.
Your Berezhnaya and Sikora right now in 4th place, trying to make it to the super final. Probably like to have a chat with the person who wrote that rule book.
Throw, triple loop. Oh, that was as strong as they come.
This is more emotion than I've seen them skate with. I mean, when she lands these very difficult moves, there is a sigh of relief on her face.
Line, side by side step sequence.
Very effective here. Very expressive of the music.
Remember, they're portraying the angel and the devil. Side flying camels into back sit spins. Lasso lift. One-armed.
Variation on this death spiral position.
And their final combination pair spin.
What a comeback.
You don't think that this audience is going to let them get away with just an ordinary bit of applause.
For the first time, they're on their feet.
You know, the interesting part of the program, the end of it, lets you down. It just sort of plays off. It doesn't sustain the momentum that they had going. That's a choreographic change that should come forth.
And actually, the crowd was ready to explode, and the end of the program kind of let them down, Dick.
It lost it.
A courageous comeback for Sarah Abitbol and Stefan Bernadise in 2nd place behind Shannon Zhao after round 1. Then Petrova and Tikhonov, the reigning world champs, Berezhnaya Sikora in 5th. Then it was on to round 2, the short program worth 1/3 of the total score. Berezhnaya and Sikora needing a strong performance to move up in the standings and make it to the super final. That's exactly what they got. When the French team took the ice, Sarah Abitbol and Stefan Bernadise, some question as to whether Sarah could make it or not coming off of that injury. The questions didn't last long. Solid marks, a great hand from the crowd. But the leaders heading into the short program, Xue Shen, Hongbo Zhao of China. And they continue to enjoy their strongest performance of the Grand Prix series. Huge throws, huge jumps, and the Chinese pair still on top. So as we head to the super final, Shen and Zhao take on Abby Bowl and Bernadise for the gold, and it's Berezhnaya and Sikora making it to the super final. They take on Petrova and Tikhonov. So the super final is straight ahead. Can Petrova and Tikhonov defeat Berezhnaya and Sikora for the first time in their careers? We're about to find out. Welcome back to Lyon, the Grand Prix of figure skating final underway here. The super final about to get underway for the pairs. The battle for the bronze medal, taking the ice first from Russia, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov, the reigning European champions.
And they have been the most consistent pair team this season.
They skate head-to-head against Berezhnaya and Sikora, the world champs.
Look at the pointed feet there.
Great unison on that. The landing positions were exact.
They're a very classically oriented pair. Beautifully matched physically and in skating style. Double axels. Double toe loops.
Coming up, this throw, triple sow cow. Back inside edge takeoff, very nice in the air, very tight and controlled. They look very calm out here, taking every element as an individual element. Very difficult lift, flipping her back up like that without hitting his face with her blade.
You notice the choreography is only now beginning to come out into a little bit of inventiveness and creativity. It's always through the first section of the program that the difficult technical moves have to be accomplished first.
Won all three of their Grand Prix Series events this season, but did not meet Berezhnaya and Sikora until the Russian Nationals, where they lost to them in late December.
Nice throw, triple toe.
This is a very steady program, very accomplished. Beautiful changing position.
Well, they've skated a clean program so far.
The music is from the motion picture Mr. Bureaucrat. And I don't think it helps them a tremendous amount. Hair spin.
Well, they skated a very solid program.
It was a beautifully done,
No mistakes.
beautifully performed program. No mistakes. Really lacking, though, in wonderful emotional output. And the program itself fell apart at the end. It did not help them, and it did not give them the opportunity to shine. I think that is going to be the major problem with this performance.
And this is a look at their throw. Triple Salchow. Watch this back inside edge takeoff. Watch the lift. She's very straight in the air, very neat turns, and a very controlled landing. And this was this back press lift that they did. Watch her free leg and the blade, how close it comes to his face. Well, she flips down, and now he's going to flip her right back up and over. Oh, that comes very close.
5-7, 5-7.
Now, there'll be two sets of marks here in this free skate, of course. The first for technical merit. Petrova and Tikhonov with a range of 5.5 up to 5.8.
Well, technically, they were really quite superior. You know, that was a wonderful, steady, complete performance.
Expect the presentation marks maybe to be not quite as
And
good.
that's I don't care if it was a popular Russian movie in Russia. It wasn't good for us here. It didn't help them. It didn't give them any flair or, you know, theatrical potential.
Doesn't play in France, you say.
You better believe it.
So it's now up to the world champions, Berezhnaya and Sikora-Lidze, fortunate just to be here in the super final. They skate for the bronze when we come back. So here are the world champions taking the ice, battling for the bronze medal. Yelena Berezhnaya and Anton Sikora-Lidze trying to overtake Petrova and Tikhonov. Remember, the gold medal battle still to come here in Lyon.
Tchaikovsky's Sentimental Waltz.
They always create this beautiful illusion of falling in love. Very elegant lines. And they are opening with the side-by-side triple toe loops. Very nice. Very close together.
Look at the suspension here. Just gorgeous line, that inside spread eagle.
And he does as well. Beautiful arch in his back and very elegant line.
Interesting bronze medal matchup between two Russian pairs, one that still lives in Russia. Berezhnaya, Sikora-Lidze, of course, in the United States. Maria Petrova used to skate with Anton Sikora-Lidze, compete with him.
And this is their throw, triple Salchow.
Oh, that's a double one.
Oh, when you're sliding like that, it's so hard to get up and get back into the program. Very disruptive fall.
We've seen falls where the skater just bounces down and bounces right up, and it's as though nothing happened. And then there's this kind of a disaster.
Well, they have been working on a quad throw triple Salchow, and we've been talking to Tamara, their coach, and she has said that that has kind of ruined their timing on this triple.
There's an extraordinary elegance and line and clarity of vision to their skating. This throw, triple, loop jump. Wonderfully tight legs. Beautiful revolution in the air, very clean and stylish and fast landing.
Well, they really covered this ice surface so well.
And wonderfully interesting lift up and drop down right into that back position. They're the most elegant pair. If only they could hold their technical elements together under pressure.
They are so elegant. I love them.
I must tell you, I think that they are beautifully, romantically, wonderfully positioned skaters. Great style, great physical appeal, great extraordinary line, and I just did not like that very last move. I didn't understand it, why he's reaching over for that unpointed foot. However,
showing off his stretching ability.
yes, yes.
Verzhnaya Sikoriladze have never lost to Petrova and Tikhonov. That may have just changed this afternoon here in Lyon.
Now look at this marvelous throw lift. He gets her up in the air, but then disaster strikes right there. Her edge was not secure. She turned out, and it just did not hold it. And then she compounded it by not only falling a second time, but tripping him up. And that's one of those really disastrous falls. Now here, the clue is to watch the landing edge right there. Did you see the back inside edge? She flipped out, couldn't hold the edge, was not on an outside edge, and that started the whole mess.
5-7, 5-7.
So now the marks for Verzhnaya Sikoriladze. We'll see. It's going to be awfully close. The first set, 5.5 up to 5.7.
But it's the second set that will count in this case. Look at these marks. 5.8s and 5.9. And that's because they are more elegant. They had more energy. They had not more energy, but they had more emotional impact. The other ones were bland. Technically even and wonderfully secure, but a little bit bland. And I think that's what the judges are honoring here.
Dick Petrova and Tikhonov still have not beaten the world champions. Verzhnaya and Sikoriladze capture the bronze medal here in Lyon. The gold medal matchup is next. Shannon Zhao of China take on Abby Boll and Bernadise of France. The Lyon Sports Palace alive now because the gold medal challenge here in the super final about to get underway, and the French team taking the ice. Sarah Abby Boll and Stéphane Bernadise. Amazing that they're even in this super final after the injury that Sarah suffered in round one, being carried off the ice earlier today. She was very sick, actually threw up a couple of times, very dizzy, lightheaded, but she's made it here. Now they have a chance for the gold.
In case you didn't guess it, the music is The Mermaid by Maxime Rodriguez.
And this is a brand new number, and this music was composed just for them.
Taking on Shen and Zhao of China, who will skate next.
And here are their side-by-side triple toes. Very nice.
And the next move, a throw triple axel. if they elect to do it. This is what they suffered a very severe fall on in the early rounds of this competition. 3.5 revolutions. We'll see if they do it. Nope, the double.
But a very good double and a safe one.
Side-by-side double axels, and you can see the way she took off on that edge. It just went out to the left. That's the danger of the forward edge axel jump. It happens almost too frequently for comfort.
Medalist at the European Championships. This, however, in many ways would be their biggest international win.
Nice throw, triple loop. Number is much softer kind of music and softer choreography than they've had in numbers in the past.
Straight line steps. Lasso lift. A one-armed lasso lift. Forward death spiral. Not much death in that.
But a lot of stretch. And this, the traditional death spiral forward. Very different number.
Very unusual for them. Very gentle and soft number. They're usually so much more bizarre and off-center that it's kind of nice to see them do something quiet and shall we say, a little more respectable.
Yeah, and refreshing.
Yes. Now, on these side-by-side double axles, there's always danger here. Watch her left foot right there. It skates out to the left. It throws her off balance, and she, goes flat down. Right there, you can see the way it turns too far to the left, and the body is not able to correct that. That is a danger point for every athlete constantly on that jump.
5-4, 5.
Well, Sarah has to be feeling fortunate just to make it through these 3 programs in 2 days. The first set of marks now, technical merit 5.4 up to 5.7.
Well, I think that there was probably not the enormous amount of difficulty or fleet, freedom and speed and energy in that program that caused those lower marks, technical marks.
Now for presentation, 5.5 from the American judge up to 5.8. So those are the marks for the French team. Sarah Abitbol and Stéphane Bernardiz. So it comes down now to the reigning world silver medalists. Xu Weishan and Hongbo Zhao of China take the ice, trying to win their second Grand Prix final next. Well, they made a lot of people proud in China with what they did a year ago. The world silver medal for Xu Weishan and Hongbo Zhao. Now in Lyon, they're trying to win the gold over Abitbol and Bernardiz. And they are the defending champions of the Grand Prix. They won in St. Petersburg last season.
And their music is from the motion picture Mulan. This was their last season's program, so they know this very well. Their opening was side by side, triple toe loops. Oh, he didn't hold on to the edge very well and didn't recover from that mistake too quickly.
Now this next triple twist lift, look at how high it gets and how hard edged it is.
But this next move, this throw triple loop, watch the incredible height she gets. Very tight in the air.
Now again, we come to those side-by-side double axles. Clean and easy. Throw triple Salchow. Marvelous. Really, I mean, that is brilliant. They are technically very strong pair skaters. And in this program, maybe it's their confidence and their familiarity with the program, but I think they're showing somewhat more emotion than I've seen in them in the past. They've usually been very sort of emotionless and hard-edged.
But they're very exciting to watch. They move over the ice very fast. They don't have that elegant line that Berezhnaya and Sihar-Litsa does, but they're really quite exciting.
They were, however, the fifth and final team to qualify for this Grand Prix final. They had not won a Grand Prix Series event this season. So everything coming together at the right time.
How they pulled back on that combination, doing single axles instead of doubles, playing it very easily. Now watch on this lift as he just lifts her right off without an edge, just a swing. Very beautiful turning descent.
Well, they're real happy about their performance. They have just such excitement to their skating. Wonderful to see.
Well, the World Championships loom in the near future, and Xue Shen, Hongbo Zhao of China coming together. They say timing is everything. They struggled earlier this year, but not now.
Now look at this throw triple loop. Watch him hand around her waist. Now watch him lift her off that outside edge. Wonderful, wonderful height. Really beautiful, beautiful move. And here again in this throw triple salto, watch him lift her off, this time a back inside edge, stretch her up into the air. Just, I mean, first rate. I cannot speak too highly about those throw jumps.
5-7, 5-8, 5-8.
All right, now the final marks. We find out who wins the gold medal. The two teams sitting side by side.
Deuxième note.
Technical merit marks for Shen and Zhao, 5.7 to 5.9.
Very strong marks. And they were really a very powerful pair, technically.
Presentation-wise, they've worked very hard to improve that this year. 5.7s, actually one 5.7, the rest 5.8. So it's Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao of China capturing the gold medal ahead of Andy Pohl and Bernadette. We'll be back with more of the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating final from Lyon in a moment. They are unbeaten in the Grand Prix so far and are competing in their hometown. Marina Anasina and Gwendal Pezara are hoping to capture the most important international title of their careers. The Italians, Fusser-Poli and Morgaglio, are the surprise story of dance this season. Winners of 2 Grand Prix events, they again have upset on their minds. While Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz, the 4-time world bronze medalists from Canada, are desperately trying to retain their lofty positions. The world's best ice dancers take the ice to settle the Grand Prix final next here in Lyon. Welcome back to Lyon, France, the center of the figure skating world tonight, as we are inside the Lyon Sports Palace for the Grand Prix final. Hi again, everyone. Terry Gannon back with you. The ice dancing portion of this competition about to take place here in the Lyon Sports Palace. The rules for the ice dancers even different than the men, the ladies, and the pairs. There are still 3 rounds. The first 2 also qualifying rounds, but the opening free dance worth 60% of the score. The original dance worth 40%. And if you're in the top 4 after those 2 rounds, they wipe the slate clean in terms of the scores. And the top 4 move on. Number 3 battles number 4 for the bronze. And the top skater battles the skater who is in second place for the gold medal. Joining me right now, the 2-time U.S. ice dancing champion, Susie Wynn. And Susie, ironically, this season so far in ice dance, there has been as much movement, as much change as any discipline. And normally that just doesn't happen.
You're right, Terry. Really, it's like a changing of the guard, so to speak. With the Russian world champions, Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov, out this season due to Angelika's back injury, we really may not see a Russian team on the podium here at the finals or at the World Championships. Now, this opens the doors for many skaters, including the French world silver medalists, Anasina and Pezara. They are very ready and very capable of taking the gold here and at the World Championships. 2 other teams to look for, Bourne and Kratz of Canada, and the Italians Fusar-Poli and Morgaglio. But all of these teams know they have to skate well here in the finals to really have an impact at the World Championships in March.
We'll be back with more of the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating final from Lyon in a moment. Welcome back to Lyon, France, and the Grand Prix of Figure Skating final. And here are the 4-time world bronze medalists from Canada, Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz.
This program really shows off their ability to create great edge quality, using their blades in a deep way. Changing directions on that hydro blade shows a lot of power in the legs, especially at the end of the program.
Well, they've been settled in that third spot in the world the past 4 years. Shailene-born Victor Kratz trying to at least hold on to that, but a disappointing first round here in Lyon. The Italian team that's been on the move this season, Barbara Fusser-Poli and Maurizio Morgalio.
Great unison, great flow into their footwork. Now watch their feet. They're so close together, and they rotate around one another. This is the area that they've really improved in, not only in the speed, but in creating new movement for themselves.
Fusser-Poli and Morgalio, the winner of the dueling Celtic dances in round one here in Lyon. They moved into the lead. And then the team that won Skate Canada, a big upset victory for them early in the season. Margarita Drobiazko and Povilas Vanagas of Lithuania.
Very difficult lift, starts high, goes into a low position. Great balance.
And it was another upset for Drobiazko and Vanagas, moving ahead of Born and Kratz in the standing. Here are the Russian national champions, Irina Lobacheva and Ilya Averbuk. Their efforts to place a Russian dance team on the podium here in Lyon successful at least through round one. Lobacheva and Averbuk move into second right behind Fusser-Poli and Morgalio. Marina Anasina, Gwendal Pezera. Listen to the crowd in their hometown of Lyon.
Everything they do is intense and difficult. Look at the difficulty here, the balance and the strength that has to take place between them.
Another extraordinary performance from the world silver medalist. Anasina and Pezera doing it here in their hometown of Lyon. And the only skaters to receive a perfect 6.0 on the evening. And the standings after round one, Anasina and Pezera obviously in the lead over Fusser-Poli and Morgalio. And who says there isn't change in ice dance? Born and Kratz all the way in fifth. Huge disappointment for them. Then it was on to round two, the original dance, and Born and Kratz of Canada in fifth place, having to move up to fourth at least to make it to the super final. The four-time and reigning world bronze medalists trying to hold on to their lofty position in the world, but it wasn't to be, and their struggles this season continue. The Grand Prix final over. But a much different story for the hometown favorites, Marina Anasina and Gwendal Pezera, the leaders after round one, trying to hold on in round two. The world silver medalist trying to take over the #1 spot this season. And here in Lyon, trying to enjoy their biggest international win yet. And well on their way. So the standings after round two, Marina Anasina, Gwendal Pezera take on Fusser-Poli and Morgalio for the gold medal. Lobacheva and Averbuk taking on Drobiazko and Vanagas for the bronze in the super final. Well, they'll skate for the gold in a little bit, but up next, the head-to-head matchup for the bronze medal. Lobacheva and Averbuk of Russia against Drobiazko and Vanagas of Lithuania. Well, we're set for the bronze medal matchup here at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final, the Super Final. And on the ice, Margarita Drobiazko and Povilas Vanagas of Lithuania. An upset team here in the Super Final. Most expected born in Kratz to be skating now.
The music Stunt the Steel, performed by Emma Chaplin. Watch for the energy that they both put into every move. They really reach out to capture their full line through their bodies.
Difficult, taxing 2 days in Lyon for the skaters. This the second free dance.
The thing about this free dance, most of the skaters have chosen to do programs from this season. So a lot of these programs are very well rehearsed and comfortable for the dancers.
The third program in just about 24 hours. And this second free dance must be completely different than the first one. 4 minutes in length.
One of the required elements is a straight line footwork pattern, 5 to 7 lifts, and dance spins, making it easier for the judges to compare each couple.
Before you just accept the demise of the Russian dominance of ice dance, remember, besides Lobacheva and Averbuk, who will skate next, Margarita is from Moscow. That's where this team trains. And Marina Anasina is also originally from Russia.
So the Russian reign really isn't over, Terry. Look at this incredible rotational lift, showing great flexibility and control. Look at this lift. He just lifts her by holding onto her legs. She twists within his arms. It's very difficult because they're so close, and the timing has to be impeccable. A very well skated program. Pavlis made a little error on the end, but he covered up well. What they do so well is they really bridge the required elements together. They're seamless, And the segues are very smooth.
Had their biggest win at the beginning of the year at Skate Canada, and have ridden that confidence here to the Grand Prix final. But even they said before this free skate, they didn't expect to be there. They expected the Canadians to be skating.
The required elements were very strong. You can see here they have great lifting qualities. They're very close. She stretches out into a split position. The balance between them and his turning capability as he's lifting her are extraordinary. See how close they are. And yet they're able to maintain speed as they travel across the ice. That takes great skating ability. And here's their final rotational lift. You gotta see how close they are, and his feet are impeccable, making it very concise and easy to control the rotation.
5-5, 5-6.
Two sets of marks, as always. The first for technical merit, 5.3 up to 5.7. A 5.3 from the Canadian judge.
I wonder if there's a little upset in the Canadian judge's heart.
A little bitterness, maybe? Yeah. Never know. Presentation marks 5.5 up to 5.8 for Drobiazko and Vanagas of Lithuania. Up next, the challenge from the Russian national champions. Irina Lobacheva and Ilya Averbuk skate for the bronze medal when we come back to Lyon. The ice dancing super final continues now here in Lyon. Irina Lobacheva, Ilya Averbuk of Russia battling for the bronze medal, trying to top the performance of Drobiazko and Vanagas. With Krylova and Ovsyannikov, the reigning world champs, away from the sport this year because of Angelika's back injury, Lobacheva and Averbuk captured the Russian national championships recently.
And it was there that they skated this free dance for the very first time. This is only their second time performing it. The music released by the Afro-Celt sound system. They're really starting off exploring many different shapes and different innovative holds, which makes it look very interesting. It's so important in dance to really interpret the music well, listen to every note. Rotational lift to maintain that split position against all the momentum. You could see it was hard for her to hold the shape throughout. Change of direction lift where the man shows that he can go one direction and then the other, using both sides of the blade.
As as it usually does in ice dance. It's taken them a while to move up the ladder, but the Russians finished 4th at the Worlds the past 2 seasons. At least at this point, looks like they may be able to get a spot on the podium at Worlds, get in the top 3.
They certainly seem to be setting that in motion here. Bringing in a little bit of the Celtic flair here. There are separations that are allowed in this program, but they seem a little excessive. Judges really want to see that you can dance closely. It makes it harder and demonstrates that you really understand partnering. I think this program suits them well. I think they need to close in some of the gaps, but they look comfortable. And again, it's the second time they've performed. It just needs a little more time to develop.
Keep working and working on it, but the smile on the face of Ilya Averbuk shows you that he's pretty pleased with it. See what the judges think in just a moment.
What was nice about this free dance, they were trying to branch out and find new shapes and new movements. Here she's in a split position, a nice position there, but as the momentum gets going, you can see she bends the free leg, just loses a little bit of the essence of the lift. Here's some footwork, nice close feet. They could have taken that, made it a little bit more complicated.
5-6, 5-6, 5-5, 5.
The only thing that matters now is how these scores compare to Drobiansko and Vanegas. Ilya not waiting around for these. Technical merit marks 5.5 up to 5.7.
These marks are fair. 5.5 is about where I would have them. The difficulty needs to develop a little bit more and some of the gaps.
Oh, but Sheva, the only one around now, and she's leaving too. 5.7s and 5.8s, but it's Drobiansko and Vanegas of Lithuania with the upset win of the bronze medal here. Up next, the gold medal showdown. Anasina and Pezara against Fusarpoli and Morgalio. They're going at it already. They'll take the ice next. Back in Lyon, the gold medal in the ice dancing competition about to be decided here at the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating Final. As Barbara Fusarpoli and Maurizio Morgalio from Italy take the ice.
Skating to a tongue-in-cheek version of the soundtrack Amicord, which is a Fellini film.
They skate head-to-head against the French team, Anasina and Pezara for the gold.
This is a program that they competed throughout the '98 season. I spoke with their coach, and they had to really change most everything to fulfill the requirements for this year's rule changes. Two tricky dance lifts in a row, a little cartwheel action.
Susie, they've just made an all-out assault on the top of the standings in ice dance this season. They were 5th at the World Championships the past 2 seasons. A win at Skate America, a win at Cup of Russia this season in the Grand Prix, and certainly they vaulted ahead of Born and Kratz, who have been the world bronze medalist for 4 years.
Well, they came into this season at Skate America so prepared. They really took the summer to work on their own solo skills and then came together once taking that time, and always makes a big difference. They're committed to getting better, and it's paying off. And this is one of the requirements, a twizzle sequence. A twizzle is turning on one foot. Unlike a spin, you're not turning in spot, you're traveling, and that makes it hard to cover ice and turn at the same time. Terry, is they've improved so much this year that I feel they've outgrown this program that they had 2 years ago. Although they skated it well, and they certainly, as you can see, are so pleased. And it's so hard when you have two free dances to work on. That's quite a workload.
I think that means Barbara's happy. I know it means she's relieved after all this skating here in Lyon, France. Barbara Fuster-Poli and Maurizio Morgalio. The other factor in their recent success, they say, is Maurizio completing his service in the Italian Army. They have more time to train now.
Well, these free dances are exhausting because you're skating fast. You're muscling everything here in this lift. She's just holding on with one arm. He's in a low move that takes a lot of balance. And a nice dismount there. And in their footwork, this is where they've improved the most with their clarity, their speed, and their body positions.
5-7, 5-6.
How high will their marks be now? The first set. There they are, 5.6s and 5.7s.
Well, these are some nice marks. This program isn't nearly as polished as their other programs, but still well done.
And now for presentation, I'd say that's pretty consistent. 5.8s across the board.
Well, they're excellent performers.
Their effort for the gold medal here in Lyon. Barbara Fuster-Poli and Maurizio Morgalio. They'll have to sit and wait and watch now.
5-8, 5-8.
It's hard to beat a team on their home ice. Up next, Marina Anasina and Gwendal Pays-Arras skate for the gold in their hometown right after this message. Marina Anasina very proud of her Russian heritage, but she fits in well here in France. As you can hear this crowd, all the support in their hometown now. Anasina and Pays-Arras skating for the gold, trying to top the effort of the Italians, Fuster-Poli and Morgalio. The world silver medalist for the past 2 years.
Finding new ways to add interest and creativity, like here in this lift. Certainly keep the sport evolving. Look at this tremendous unison, the diagonal steps. Blendell here, doing these horizontal jumps. The judges are really looking for both skaters not skating on 2 feet to demonstrate that skating skill. Extraordinary line here that travels and turns, adding more texture to the movement. Blending right into a dance spin. Change of hold. This couple really creates a mood. They really stir the emotions within the audience, and they can do that because they're superb skaters.
Well, it makes you believe in fate, Susie. A chance for Anasina and Pezera to have their biggest international win of their careers in their hometown. Listen to this crowd. Well, even a standing ovation from Fusser-Poli and Margallo. Was it enough to win the gold? Well, I know what the audience thinks. We'll see what the judges think when we come back to Lyon in a moment. Back in Lyon, the applause still hasn't subsided here in the building for Anasina and Pezera. They were the only ice dance team to receive a perfect 6.0 in the Grand Prix Series this season. That was at Trophy La Ligue. We'll see what happens here. Technical merit, 5.8s, 5.9s. They received a perfect 6 in the first free dance here at the final. And now for presentation, 4 perfect 6s, including one from the Italian judge. Wow.
And Terry, they worked for every 6.0 that they received.
Anasina and Pezera here in Lyon capture the gold medal. How satisfying must that be? And a final eruption from this home crowd. The 5-time French champions golden here in Lyon. They edge out Fusser-Poli and Margallo for the gold medal. Jobiasco and Vanegas, the upset winners of the bronze. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network, go.com.